Okay, Rosie, I'm going to show you a really, really good eggplant dish. And I'm so inspired or excited about this one because what it is, I'm using a Chinese eggplant. These are the long, thin ones. They cook really quickly. And you can see what I've done here in the pan. I've sliced it about 2 centimetres apart, popped it into the pan. They take about 1.5 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes on each side. I've cooked them at a fairly high temperature. They've cooked all the way through. And what you do is give them a little squeeze like that, and you see they're nice and soft, and that way you know they're cooked all the way through.
That's it.
When they're at that stage, what I do, Rosie, is just take them out of the pan. What I want is for the eggplant, which is the hero of today, to be the feature of it. So I want to be able to hold it at that shape there, and we'll add it together later on. Now here I've got some pork. I've got some beautiful tenderloin or eye fillet of pork. This beautiful piece here, there's no sinew on it. It cooks really quickly and is really nice and tender and flavoursome and lovely and just don't...
You would know, wouldn't you?
Exactly, there we go.
Would know.
I was looking at you thinking, you've never tried it before?
I'm still looking at the eggplant.
But you know, I've sort of tried to use the same sort of shapes. Now, what I want you to do is to season that up. And I've got some gochujang here, which is like a Korean paste made with rice and chilli. It's fermented, it's beautiful. About half of that goes straight in there. I've also got some XO sauce, which is usually used in seafood. I like the flavour of the seafood and the pork going really well together. It works so well with Asian food. So
about 2 teaspoons of that one?
About a tablespoon and a bit in there. Just go a bit crazy.
Big fans of this stuff, isn't there?
I love it. Now, I've also got a bit of fish sauce as well. Just about a teaspoon of fish sauce goes in there just to mix it around.
Much, do we?
No, you don't need a lot of that. I've also got some soy sauce, about a tablespoon of that, some sugar, about a teaspoon of that. Oh, we've got nice and sweet. It will be delicious. It will caramelise beautifully. And about half of that goes in there as well.
You got it.
And also the rice wine. That gives it a lovely, lovely flavour.
Lovely.
And don't be so scared to put a nice amount of salt in there to season it up, Rosie. There we go. Okay. Now, while you're mixing that together, I'm going to chop up some red chilli. I'm using log red chilli here, and I've got these Kashmiri chilies. You like that?
They look dangerous, don't they?
They
look dangerous. If they could talk, they'd say, stay away.
This is going to be a scary hot dish, but you know me, I like to live on the edge. That's what it's all about.
And I like to speed up everyone's metabolism.
Exactly.
Great.
That's what it
Happy
does. Now, I've got some red onion here, and what I do with the red onion is I'm slicing it nice and thick here. I want these big shapes, these big colours to all come together. Now, you're mixing that together beautifully, and that's going to make a great sort of marinade for the pork. It'll also help to make a good sauce as well, and the corn flour in there is great for thickening it all up. Now, I've crushed the garlic, and I've got about 4 cloves of garlic that I've crushed, and some ginger. What I'm going to do is slice it nice and thick and all the way through here like this. I want some big chunks in here. As I said, this is going to be a robust Richo dish, isn't it?
When you bite down, you want to sometimes have that little bit of ginger, that little bit of garlic. That's exactly what you want.
You want it all in here. Now, I've got a pan. It's really hot. You can see it smoking. And the thing about a hot pan is it holds its heat really well, especially if you've got a good one. And the thing about extra virgin olive oil, it does hold up to high heat. A lot of people think you can't cook with it. You can. And you just got to make sure you use it properly. And we're using it for good and not evil, which is what we're doing here. In it goes. Now, you can see the chili's coming off that already, can't you? It's getting really hot and bitey.
It'll probably hit our eyes soon, won't it?
It'll just make me sort of, my eyes start to water and I'll start to sweat. A good twist of pepper as well. And what I'll do is I'll just toss that around, just like that, to start to soften everything up. And what I'll do is I'll bring this in here. After a minute or so, these ingredients will have softened up nicely and be ready for us to add the pork. OK, Rosie, you can see the onions and the garlic and the ginger have softened up a little bit.
See, feel it. I can...
it looks
full
good,
on.
Now, I'm going to throw some of the pork in. I won't put it all in here. I'll put about half of it because it's just for me. But the most important thing is the eggplant. And what I want you to do, I'm going to pick one of these out. I want you to have a little taste of it. It's still nice and warm. And I want you to imagine this dish being done with some eggplant, some tofu and some mushrooms and chilli. Very similar sort of dish. So it can be used for a lot of meat dishes and for vegetarian dishes as well.
You've cooked it perfectly.
All I need to do is toss it around like this. You can see, because I'm using the fillet and I've cut it really thin, it cooks really, really quickly. And with a pair of tongs, you can just pick up these little pieces and turn them over. Now, what I'm going to do is turn these over here, and now's the time to slide the eggplant on top there like that. And then while we're here, we'll put some coriander and spring onions on the top here like this. We'll count to 10, add a little bit of salt in there, a little bit of pepper over the top. There we go. And all we need to do is toss this off for a minute or so. And by the time you've got that bowl and brought it in, I reckon this baby will be ready to plate up. There we go. Got a little bit of eggplant going all over the place. It's alive. It looks good, lots of colour. Lots of sizzling, hot pork and eggplant coming together. Great little stir-fry dish. Serve it with rice, serve it with noodles. My mouth is watering. I know this is going to be red hot. I know it's going to be really tasty as well. I'm going to go straight into the eggplant here and have a little taste of that one. It's got the heat to it. It's got lovely flavour to it.
Yeah. There's the bitterness of the eggplant, okay? But the great thing is that sweetness of the sauce will be just kind of evening that bitterness out there.
It's going to be delicious. Now, I've got a piece of pork here and I've got a piece of that chilli on the end there.
Yeah.
I know this is going to be hot. It's going to make me sweat. I'm not even going to say anything after this, so I'll leave it up to you.
He's in his happy place, don't you worry about it. So some of your favourite meat there, and you've cooked it absolutely perfectly. You're the man to cook it.
That's real good.
Yeah.